Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to look at employment income in taxation. So we're going to see how employment income tax can be calculated. To carry out this particular task, I have before me a typical examination question which I'm going to walk you through so that you have ideas or learn how to tax employment income. So we have a question before us which is relating to a gentleman known as Trump Musankwa. So that's the question that we're going to deal with for Trump Musankwa. So what are we saying here? Trump Musankwa is a software engineer who has been working for a renowned university for many years. The university was experiencing operational challenges due to recent increase in competitors. The company had to restructure its operations to reduce costs. Trump Musankwa was retrenched on 31st December 2022, and all his retrenchment benefits were paid on this date. After being unemployed for a few months, Trump Musankwa decided to seek for employment with another company. He was formally engaged by Tumpa Limited, a company that is specialized in the supply of computer accessories, effective from 1st April 2023. Trump's contract of employment with Tumpa provided for the following emoluments: annual salary 300,000 kwacha, monthly entertainment 3,500 Zambian kwacha, monthly utility allowance 2,500 Zambian kwacha, annual transport allowance 5% of basic salary, annual housing allowance 30% of basic salary. The question continues. During the course of the year, he received a refund of medical bills. He received a refund of medical bills he incurred when he was ill, amounting to 7,500 Zambian kwacha. Okay. He made NAPSA contribution of 5% of his basic pay, insurance premiums of 4,500 Zambian kwacha, school children education fees totaling 15,000 kwacha, Zambian kwacha, and professional fees relevant to the duties of his employment 2,500 kwacha. Pay as you earn deducted from his emoluments was 35,200 kwacha. During the course of 2023 financial year, during the course of the 2023, he invested the monies he received from his previous employment, and we also told that Trump received a bank deposit interest of 6,500 gross and royalties of 31,500 net from his investments during the year. Withholding tax had been deducted at source where applicable. That's what we have. Okay. Then what are we required to do? The task before us is to calculate the income tax payable by Trump for the tax year 2023. Okay, so this is the task at hand. So what we are supposed to look at is sift through the question and identify what the emoluments for Trump were. Emoluments are a collection of salary together with allowances. So that serves as income arising from Mr. Trump holding office in this particular company. So we need to identify that. Already, you have seen from the question that we are able to identify the emoluments in form of one, a salary, where we are told the salary is 300,000 kwacha per annum, annual salary. Now, when you are dealing with a taxation question of this nature, you have to be aware or particularly alert to identify the period of employment. When did he start employment and when are you ending with this employment? So in this particular case, we are reminded in the question that Trump started work actually on 1st April. Okay, that is effective from 1st April. We are informed that he was formally engaged by Tumpa Limited, a company specialized in supply of computer accessories, effective from 1st April. That should give you a hint of how you are going to work out the emoluments attributable to the income earned in this particular charge year 2023. So it means that the first 3 months, which is January, February, March, Mr. Trump was not in employment. Okay, he started work on 1st April, meaning for 2023, he only worked for 9 months. So you have to be particular about this particular time span. Okay, so that has an effect of what you are going to calculate as emoluments. It has an effect of what you are going to calculate as emoluments. So when you look at that, the 300,000 is an annual salary. Now, since we are only counting from April 1st to 31st December, then we are going to take only a portion of it, which is 9/12, giving you 225 as the salary. Okay, as the salary. That's what we have as a salary. Okay, fine. So what of entertainment allowance? These figures for entertainment allowance are quoted as monthly amounts, 3,500 monthly amounts. So he worked only for 9 months in the charge year 2023. Therefore, you simply multiply 3,500 times 9 to give you 31,500. Utility allowance also is the same. It is monthly allowance of 2,500, meaning that you just multiply 2,500 times 9 to give you 22,500. Transport allowance, we are told that annual transport allowance is calculated by getting 5% of basic salary. Now you are going to calculate 5% of 225, not 5% of 300,000. 225, 5%. That's what we are going to calculate. Okay, so you are going to have 225, 5%, which is 11,250 as transport allowance. Then housing allowance also, we are told is 10% of basic salary. So basic salary is 225 times 10%, that you get 67,500. Meaning that the total emoluments from employment will be a figure of, let me just look at this one. The figure will be 750, correct? This is 6, 8, 9. This is 9. That is 5, 5. This is 12, 21, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, correct? Carry 1. It is 7, 8, 10, 13, 15. So this is like that. Okay, 357, 750 should be the amount. Okay, so that's the total of emoluments from employment. Now, when you look at the structure of computation for income tax, you need to look at investment income, which is attributable to Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. So you also look at that particular aspect, because we are told he received what? He received royalties 31,500 net. So the way you compute the income for this, it requires you to gross up the amount. Okay, you have to gross up the amount. So how do you do that? You want to determine, since this one is the net amount, we want to know what was the amount before withholding tax was deducted to leave 31,500. So the simple way to do that is to look at 31,500 kwacha, Zambian kwacha, multiply that by 100, then divide by 85. Because this 31,500 is after withholding tax has been removed, meaning that it's at 85%. So to get 100%, that is the figure before deduction of withholding tax, you multiply 31,000 times 100 divided by 85. So you are going to get 37,059. So that's what you are going to get. So if you add it to 357,750, you add that one, you are going to end up with a total of 394,809. Okay, now this is what has been earned by Mr. Trump in this particular tax year, which needs to be brought into computational arrangement of this nature. Now, when you reach here, remember that you had professional subscription made. So what does the word say about professional subscription? Look at this one. So you are told that he made NAPSA contribution 5% of his basic salary. So meaning that's not the company that paid, it's him who made the contribution. Okay, so he made the not through the salary, he made the contribution himself. Then he also paid insurance premium of 4,500. Then he also paid himself school children education fees totaling 15,000. And professional fees relevant to the duties of his employment of 2,500. Now, when the payment is made, not by the employer, but the employee, okay, then it's not taken to be a taxable income. But the employer pays on behalf of the employee, then it becomes a taxable income. Okay, so it would have been included under emoluments. Particularly on the professional fees, we are told that this is relevant to the duties of his employment. So if it is relevant to the duty of his employment, then the company is supposed to have paid for him. The company should have paid for him. Now, since it is him who paid, then we are going to have that benefit transferred to him, because this particular substitution is relevant for his job, relevant for his duties as in employment. So he's going to enjoy an allowance for that. He shall be enjoying allowance. He's going to enjoy an allowance for that to the tune of 2,500. So that's why it's brought into the computation. Okay, it's brought into the computation as a reduction, so that we reduce the amount of income to be taxed by the professional subscriptions. This is relevant to for his employment duties. So that's what the law or what the revenue authority requires us to do. That's how you treat that type of professional subscription when it is relevant to somebody's employee's duties of employment. So you can see that this 394,809 has been reduced by 2,500 to remain with taxable income now to be at 392,309. So that's what we have. Okay, so now we move on to look at that. So now, once we have established how much is the taxable income as 392,309 kwacha as taxable income, then we go ahead and calculate the income tax. What we have, since that individual, every individual in the charge year 2023 is entitled to tax-free income of 57,600, meaning that the first 57,600 is taxed at 0%, so you accrue 0 kwacha in tax. The next 24,000 is at 20%, you accrue 4,800. The next 25,000 you accrue at 10%, it is at 10% you pay 7,560. The balance, after you have deducted 57,600, 24,000 and 25,200 from the taxable income of 392,309, you are going to remain with a balance of 285,509 kwacha to be taxed at 7.5%, giving you tax of 107,065 kwacha at 18 gwe. So when you add these two, you're going to get a total of taxes amounting to 119,425 kwacha and 80, which is the sum of these taxes. So we can say that this particular amount basically is a tax liability. Tax liability for charge year okay, sorry about that. Tax liability for the charge year 2023. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, tax liability for the charge year 2023. That's what we have here. Okay, so now this is what's supposed to be paid by Trump for the charge year 2023. But take note that during the year, Trump was getting a salary paying income tax on the basis of pay as you earn, which accumulated to 35,200. So this is tax already paid. okay, which is accounted for in 119,425 kwacha 80. Apart from that, there was also withholding tax which was paid from source on the what? On the royalties. So this one you can get it by you can calculate this one. The royalties came to 37,000. Let me just check it. 37,059. 37,059. So royalties is subject to withholding tax at 15%. Okay, at 15%. So that's how you get 5,559 kwacha. So you add these two as tax already paid, which gives you a total of 40,759 kwacha, which is deducted from tax liability, meaning that you have already paid this amount during the year. Okay, so what is yet to be paid is a difference, which is 17,666 kwacha 88 ngwe. That is a tax payable. So that's how you calculate the income tax for this particular gentleman, Trump Musankwa. I hope I've made myself very clear in this very short video to just help you understand how we calculate this particular tax payable for Mr. Musankwa Trump. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos. Until then, bye-bye.